Okay, it's recording now.
What do you want me to stand?
Wherever you think you have a good shot, whatever.
Get like a revolver.
Ready? All right. First of all, my name is Angie Wilson. I am the aunt of Justice Rutherford Wilson, and we've come here tonight to, do a little education and a little vigil here in honor of my niece and some other loved ones that have passed away due to some unfortunate circumstances. We do want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting us. It's been a very trying time when a 19-year-old girl dies that is part of your family her entire life. It's something that isn't taken lightly. Justice could light up her room when she walked in it, just perky and redheaded and bouncy, and we really missed that. Back on September 16th, she was involved in an accident where she eventually, from her injury, she passed away. But all in all, it took around 30 to 40 minutes in order for her to get help. And that's what we're here for. We're here to make sure that this doesn't happen to any other families. We've had the Sanders family have a tragedy in their family from a 911 delay. We've had the Booker family, who is also here with us tonight. They've also had a tragedy in their family due to delayed response and dispatch error. So I am going to turn it over to Ken Davidson. He writes for the Northwest Indiana Gazette. He's going to give us a little insight on what he knows and what he's found out about the E911 system. Maybe some of the issues that people don't know about or maybe do know about, but we just want to bring some more light to it.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. This is really a difficult moment. I didn't know the Wilson family before tonight. I just met them. I talked to Angie on the phone several times. But one of the things that we all rely on is if we pick up the phone and we dial 911, that they'll be there for us. And in our conversations throughout the course of the past couple of weeks, I related that I get messages on a regular basis, several times a week, about delayed, misdirected, or improperly handled 911 calls. And the reason that we're here today, we had conversations about this, is to get answers to what's going on. So far we've been told that it's all operator error. And I think that people need to know that if they pick up 911 and call, particularly with the cell phone, they may not get an adequate response. There's situations where the wrong equipment is being sent out, as happened with Justice. When they finally got there 27 minutes later or so, the ambulance didn't have the life-saving equipment that they needed. I've heard other stories of that. I've heard ambulances being sent out in the wrong cities. And so we just need some answers, and we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Justice could be your daughter, my daughter, your mother, grandmother, brother, sister, anybody. She's all of our family. And I commend the family for pushing this and making sure that this doesn't happen to somebody else.
I'm going to have my brother come up and say a few words. His name is John Wilson. He is Justice's father.
I just wanted to say thank you to Jamie and Zach. And sorry I'm bad with names. Jeremy Rivas, Portage, Phil, Gary. Thank you for comforting her and the person in the blue truck that we don't know if he could step forward. He was the one in behind her. If he could step forward and give us some information, maybe what else happened to the accident. And just want to give my gratitude to everybody that comforted her. Like 28 minutes until prom got there and still didn't know what to do. And then they dispatched the fire truck that was 3 minutes away with an EMS on board that actually drove her to the hospital.
John, before you step away from the mic, tell us a little bit about your girl, about what you miss.
Miss her sunshine, Miss Watson's room. I miss her feistiness. We used to go round and round more than my 4 sons. The ones that work today, because Megan, she was just like me. We were feisty, we bumped heads, but she loved everybody. She wanted always right. She loved kids. Her dream was to open up a daycare center. Take care of children. She had big dreams. She laid on the side of the road for 27 minutes and suffered and they couldn't save her. Only God knows.
Sorry, John.
Is there any more questions from anybody?
Just what you want, I guess. What you'd like to see come of this. I mean, we talked about this a minute ago. You want to see some changes. Talk about what you'd like.
Well, we definitely want to see more dispatcher training. I read an article where they're going to cut 5 dispatcher positions. It's obvious to me that if your dispatchers don't know the extent of the situation to be able to dispatch someone or even follow protocol like they were supposed to. There was a quote actually from the Gary Mayor where she said that the dispatcher did not follow protocol. She did not dispatch a fire department first and foremost. So that tells me that our dispatchers are not properly trained to handle a lot of this stuff. If they have the training that they're supposed to have, they need to have training and they need to have ongoing training. They need to have protocol plastered in front of them all over the place. Again, I'm hearing, now I don't know, if this is 100% true, but I'm hearing that dispatchers are working 16 hours a day, sometimes with 1 day off. I know, a lot of people think that dispatchers just have a job to do. They go, they get paid their 12 hours a day and they go home. I'm sorry, but that's not what I think. I don't think that you're just someone who has a job and you get paid and you go home. You have people's lives in your hand. You are relied upon to make sure that those lives are saved, if at all possible. So again, training is a huge issue with me. I really want to see that change. As far as the dispatchers go, I mean, that's just not even a tip of the icing on the cake. It is the higher ups. I mean, they need to start from the top. If you don't have the money to pay your dispatchers, then you need to take a pay cut. You need to take a pay cut, you need to sit back and you need to evaluate and you need to see what's in the best interest of the people and not what's in the best interest of your bank account. So start at the top. Like I said, this goes beyond the dispatchers. Now that the dispatchers have made a couple of errors and our system has made a couple of errors, let's reevaluate this stuff. It's not just errors where people ended up in the hospital with a broken arm. There are people that are dead. They are gone. My niece is gone. A grandfather and a father is gone. Another grandfather and a father is gone, and it's due to errors and to delays. And I mean, we have to stop it. We have to start somewhere, and this is where we're starting.
Angie, you're aware this is a brand new system underway that was mandated by the folks down in Indianapolis that were holding some dollars hostage on us to centralize 17 separate units that were not broken, where the dispatchers knew exactly what they were talking about every time they got a call in their particular towns. And now we're in a situation where the growing pains are your pain.
You're exactly right, Ron. I mean, I don't understand why, if there was a system that wasn't broke, why they tried to fix it. I guess I do understand a little bit. Technology goes forward. I understand that. But now you have been pushed into a job where, again, you don't know your locations. These were all centralized locations at each dispatcher location where if there was an alley that wasn't on a map, that dispatcher knew about it. Now it's someone from Portage taking a Hammond call that has no idea where to go. They're just getting an address and hoping like hell that it's right. It doesn't seem that there is the technology, the backup, like I said, it goes beyond training, and it probably goes beyond what I really know right now, but I'm determined to find out about it. I want to know everything I can about this thing. and I want to make sure that, you know, if I can make a difference and we can make a difference tonight in the way they're looking at this, you know, let's do that. Let's look at it. Let's change it. Let's do some things that we need to do. But first and foremost, you have to put something in place that is going to be fireproof that you're going to get there and you're going to get the correct address and you're not going to type in a 3 instead of an 8 and, you know, things like that. So, you know, we just have to keep poking away at this and chipping away and we're going to get it.
What's your name again?
Angie Wilson. Yeah, we're also concerned with, you know, areas, you know, we all border everybody, you know. We've got friends that live in Hobart, we've got friends that live in Gary, we've got friends that live everywhere. Now, if there is a Hammond officer in Hobart or a Hammond ambulance that is on call and some reason they're in Hobart, why can't they answer that call? Because they're not part of their city? I mean, you know, you got to kind of, if you're going to do this, you've got to look at your demographics and you've got to say, okay, well, Gary has 5 ambulances, but they're right on the Portage line. Let's send Portage, you know, not let's send a prompt ambulance that just told me he's 18 minutes away and still send him there.
And the Portage ambulance was there and then
Send the police right away, they find your address real fast, but they can't find it with an ambulance.
They can't find your address with the E911 system on a cell phone. Here's Mr. Booker, a dad, a grandfather, an uncle, a friend. You know, these are the kind of things that we got to stop. These are the kind of things that we got to change. And it all starts with things like this, with people like this. People that love us, people that don't know us, people that want change as well. We got to do something.
Thank you.
Any more questions? We thank you guys for your time and thank you for coming out. We really appreciate it. And we want justice for justice. We want justice for all.
Justice for all.